portion. And here is, well, if it pops up, there we go. What is a steamboat and how does it work? We have all of it written down. You came up with this research, but I'm going to let you take it away for this particular slide. Tell us what a steamboat is and how it works.
Well, wait, do I have to read the thing on the screen? Or
No, you don't have to read it because you guys, you know this off the top of your head. You guys may pick to give you a little more information, but let's let Reiter just tell us how they work.
Okay, so steamboats and steamships, well, either one, it depends on the size. They function off of coal. You see, they have big boilers with water inside that steams up to create power, and the way that they heat that up is they have these people in the hull, right, and they get wheelbarrows of coal and they just shove it on the ground, and everyone has to scoop them up with shovels and put it into the furnace so that can power the ship. Of course, you'll have to have a funnel as to let smoke protrude, because otherwise that'll build up power so much that it will implode the engines or explode, whatever. Either way, and if that happens, then the ship will most likely blow up. Well, it will blow up, and almost everyone will die, and the ship will sink. So that's why you need the funnels, so that the smoke can protrude, so that you don't let that happen.
Blow up.
Anyway, yeah, and that power goes to either a propeller or paddle wheels, so that it moves the ship forwards by, propelling.
That's kind of like nuclear energy nowadays.
Yeah.
Except they use radioactive materials to boil the water.
Yeah, but that can't.
That is
that's
similar.
Just a little bit less advanced.
Yeah, but you can't blame them. It only happened for a short while, Eventually.
Exactly, and I would love to
seriously.
bring this into, tell us, Reiter, when was the steamboat invented?
It was invented around the late 19th century. Around
Perfect.
1879 kind of years, around that time.
Yeah. And what else is happening at that time, boys and girls, just based on the lesson
they invented steamboats and trains, and the first ships looked a lot like these. This is an example, which is the RMS Atlantic by White Star Line. It was one of the first ships. It sank, sadly, but you can still see the wreck because it sank on shore, sort of. It's near Canada, I'm pretty sure. But basically, yeah.
I love it, and that's exactly right. So the beginning of this lesson is to learn, what a steamboat was. That's what Reiter told us. How does it work? He got very in depth about how these steamboats work, and they're different. In this particular era, we started with sailing without steam, right? We didn't have engines that were able to travel quickly. It was things were very slow. It was a lot different. So all of a sudden, these steamboats come into existence. They are invented, and we want to know, well, what's the point? What is the point in knowing what a steamboat is and how it works?
Let somebody else answer.
Thinking about history. What is the point? Can anybody think of just a one quick reason that maybe we want you to know?
I think they influenced the Industrial Revolution because they could carry vast amounts of cargo because of their power.
Yes, that is definitely one of the reasons. Exactly. And Brookshire, I know you were trying to
put your hand up
too. What do you think? Maybe what's another point? What's the point in knowing this?
They can haul a lot of people.
They can haul a lot of people. Exactly. So we're going to get into an introduction paragraph on really what is the point. So who would like to read this for us? Go for it, Imani.
invention of the steamboat had a huge impact. The steamboat profoundly affected the Industrial Revolution. Efficiently transporting goods and products would not have been possible without the steamboat. The steamboat's influence on the marketplace is apparent in modern society. Self-sufficiency decreased as steamboat transportation increased commercial trading capabilities. The advent of the steamboat increased dependency on manufactured goods and personal financial well-being, then became more dependent on market forces.
Perfect. Thank you, Imani. Exactly. So here is what we would call it the introduction paragraph, right? On how the steamboat affected the Industrial Revolution, which is right where we are in history, right? We are discussing what happened both economically as well as socially. What happened in history when the steamboat came along? What did it do? So, the first one is the fact that it initially launched the Industrial Revolution. Now, Zayn,
I would love to go to the place.
read this one for us, please. Can you read this one for us, please?
Oh yeah. Harnessing the power of steam launched the Industrial Revolution. Steam-powered machinery replaced man-powered hand tools, resulting in increased productivity. Factories evolved to house machinery and mass-produce goods. Prior to steam power, a wheel propelled by running water was the primary source of power in a factory. Steam power expanded potential factory locations, enabling factories to be located near cities, rivers, and coastal ports. Steamboats were a vital link in the supply and demand chain during the Industrial Revolution.
Fantastic. Thank you, Zane. So I want you guys all to just think about it for a moment. We went from using water and a wheel to power a factory, meaning
A water
we
wheel,
could-
you mean?
Very much. Go for it,